My people, wonder they say shall never end. According to the information reaching us right now, they said Ebony's BP don't increase. Oh, and according to what we are hearing, they said this happened when an information got to her that Adetutu and Lizzy visited the jewel in the royal mansion. Not just that they visited, they said the kind of warmth welcome that was given to them is something that Ebony can never get from anybody in that palace, not to talk of the jewel. And that bothers her a whole lot because, according to her, she said these three are working as a team against her. And you know that this particular team is working with the king. Yes, so because they know how to win the heart of a man. Yes. When you cannot win the heart of your husband, there is no how your own team will win. So, and because Lizzy knows how to win the heart of the husband, same thing with the jewel. That is why it is looking like the lion is on their side. No be smart, you know. My people, they said Adetutu visited, and you know that they said the king sent some men, as in some elders, to her family to go and do the second one carrying, you know. So they went there for a second visit. And this is the second time that Adetutu was meeting with the jewel, because the other day that the jewel visited the palace, they said Adetutu came and greeted her. They stayed, they gisted with Lizzy and all of that. And the way the jewel welcomed her, she was so pleased and so happy. So when she came back again, because you know that she is based in UK from what we heard, and they said that is where she was born and grown. So she have spent most of her life there. So whenever she comes around, they say it's Lizzy that is always taking her around and all of that. So when she came back for the purpose of that second visit from the elders from the palace, she decided to use the opportunity to go and see the jewel, you know, to appreciate her for her support, because information have it that the jewel supported the marriage 100%. Because a lot of people are saying, how is she going to support the marriage when she doesn't want to share her husband with any? At this point, what matters to her is that she is in a good relationship with her husband, the father of her son. Whether the king marries 100 wives or not is none of her business, you know, especially those people that pays homage to her. Because they said when this Adetutu came and was calling her that she is the royal queen, the queen mother, the queen of queens, and all of that, you know. Some people know how to hype others, and they said Adetutu is one of them. The way she was, you know, hyping the queen and all of that. But the fact remains that maybe the queen have seen through her to see that she is in that palace for marriage to shine and not to fight against others, because there are some who have come to marry the king, while there are some who have come to do power tussle in the palace. Someone like Ebony and Igby, they have come into that palace for power tussle to come and say, "Oh, I am bigger than you. You cannot enter." Because Igby once said over her by body, will she allow the queen to return back to her home and all of that. Ebony, on the other hand, was one whom a lot of people believe that she was the one that manipulated the queen out of that marriage and all of that. So these two, they came not to enjoy the palace, but they want to overpower everyone. They want to be at the top. But unfortunately, the two of them are the ones that are having serious problem right now in the palace. Someone like Blow Blow, that a lot of people said, oh, she wanted to dethrone the king, she wanted to be a woman king and all of that. At some point, it was looking like Blow Blow have retraced her step, knowing that ever since she is fighting for that her marriage have never been sweet. You know, she have never been that happy in that marriage. But ever since she changed and started supporting her husband, they say she is the happiest wife right there in the palace now. And Ebony, who have been trying to prove a point, how she is betrothed to the king, how she is the almighty queen and all of that, she have been having series of problems. And that's why I said those that came for power tussle are now suffering in the marriage. Why those that have come to marry the queen, the king, and slay and enjoy the moment they are having fun in the palace. Someone like Lizzy, someone like Oletik, because in as much as Oletik is jealous, at this point, I think she is concerned about what she gets from the marriage, no longer about who the king loved most, because she have seen that love in that marriage is not for her. Remember when Oletik was always so proud of how the king is always calling her, how it was looking like she's number one. The king will take her to this place, take her to that place. But after coming back with that twins, a lot changed. A lot of things changed. The king no longer calls her. Sometimes she'll be asking the king, have you forgotten that I'm a woman? I have needs. I need emotional this, that, and all of that. So when she fought and see that, this is not something she can get through fighting, they said she became withdrawn. If you notice that very well, you find out that at some point it was looking like Oletik is no longer existing in that marriage, because she hardly come out to with others. She's concerned in raising her children and all of that. So that's why I said that they are the ones that are not having problem in that marriage right now. But someone like Ebony and Igby and gospel at some point, but it's beginning to look like gospel. We are no longer hearing things about her these days. Maybe she have decided to lie low. So when Ebony got an information that Adetutu and Lizzy visited the jewel in the royal mansion, and she welcomed them very well. They spent time together, they gisted and all of that. I don't know, you know that they have informants everywhere. So maybe her informant must have explained to her the mood that these three were seeing. And they said Ebony almost collapsed and her heart started skipping, because at this point she knew that she have lost everything, because the jewel have blacklisted her. The king is almost doing the same. So, and Adetutu have come and taken her position in that palace, because those things that she is doing, like carrying the calabash and everything that makes her so relevant in the palace before, she's no longer doing those things. They said whenever the king wants to do any of those things right now, that he beckons on Adetutu. And Adetutu is always delivering. Whenever they call her, she will just deliver. And that is why Ebony has stayed in the palace anyways, maybe because of her son. Maybe. Anyways, that is what we're hearing. If the information is true, I want to remind you that these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this video and subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Bye for now. Love you.